And the next thing I could hear my mother crying in the kitchen next day. Yeah, and if you died during the day, they would leave you there like you were sleeping.
Johnny, you are officially the best dressed guy I've ever had in here, man. You are dressed to the nines.
Well, I also own a clothing line. This is Locos Amia by Gianni.
Locos Amia, that's what it's called.
Yep.
I like that. How long have you had that?
7 years.
Wow. By the way, you can lose the headphones if you want. Just stick them right over there. Make it easier.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I don't want to mess up the hair.
Oh, it's not even a mess up the head. I don't look like Mickey Mouse.
So wait, where do you make your clothes? Are they made overseas or all here?
Oh yeah, no, all in Europe. My shoes, everything are made from Spain.
Oh wow.
These jackets in Milan.
Wow. And you got some good ice too. I see you are well jewelried out right there. You got some ice on the finger. What's that big one right there?
Hello.
What is that?
It's a 14-karat diamond.
Some wars fought over that stuff right
That's
there.
about $1.5 million.
Oh my God. When did you get that?
I bought that for myself when I was 70, 10 years ago.
You're 80 years old?
I'll be 81 on December 12th.
You are looking spry, man. I hope I look like you when I'm 80.
Well, you will.
I hope so. I work out a lot. I'm trying to keep the age
I don't
off.
do any working out.
You do nothing?
Nothing. I do
what's
Tai
your secret?
Chi, and I walk 3 miles a day.
Well, that's working out.
Well, walking.
That's great
I get
for
dressed
you.
and I walk Madison Avenue.
That's great for you. Walking's a
Oh, no, that's what keeping me going.
So many people just sit around all day. That's how you age.
I never did that. No.
That's great.
Well, that's from polio when I was a kid.
That's right. You had polio. How did that happen?
God only knows. It was a big epidemic.
So this would have been like the late 40s? Is my math
right?
right?
Yeah, it was August. Mine was August 7th, 1949.
Wow.
I had it for 5 years.
Now, was it the type of thing where you just woke up? Wait, 5 years you had it?
Yeah.
Whoa. Was that?
I just woke up and just didn't
couldn't move.
My right side had all the strength, but I was sleeping in a utility closet at the time, so I could only get up on the left side, and the left side happened to be where I got afflicted, my whole left side.
Oh, so it wasn't. It could be. I didn't know that. It could be by the side.
Oh,
so your right side's moving, but your left side's not.
It could be respiratory. It could be. That's why some people in iron lungs. Some people. No, I had no mobility and no strength in my left side.
Wow.
For almost 5 years.
Hey guys, a lot of you have been asking me where we've been posting our shorts. They are on our other YouTube channels, so you can get them on @Julian Dorey Clips, also Best of JDP. We're going to start posting there again, and our new one, Julian Dorey Daily. For now, we're not posting on the main channel with shorts, but that could be happening again soon. On another note though, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do that. It is a huge help. 60.3% of you who watched in the month of January were not subscribed. So if we could improve that number with more people hitting the red button, YouTube will put our videos into the algorithm, which will allow us to continue to get great guests like this. So thank you to all of you who have already hit the button, and to the rest of you, please hit it right now. Thank you. Now, when you woke up, was the only symptom you just couldn't move your left side, or did you also did you have a heavy fever? Were you feeling? No,
nothing. I just had nothing. There was no feeling. And then my mother and father, my father was always a gavone. He said, I just give him some aspirin. There must be something wrong with it. Don't worry about it. And then my mother snuck me out to a clinic downtown. And the next thing I could hear my mother crying in the kitchen the next day, which I've heard her cry numerous times because my father was an idiot. But they were state ambulance drivers came to get me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, was this something where they were afraid of catching it? So
oh my God,
they're
it was
all masked
highly
up
contagious.
and everything? Yeah.
It was highly contagious. I watched 2,300 kids die in 5 years in a 20-bed ward.
So they put you in quarantine for 5 years.
Straight in Bellevue. Don't leave.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But so what are you doing during that? You just sitting in bed the whole time?
And it's not like hospitals now. There was no television. There was nothing.
No, it's like a prison.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you know, the interesting thing about it, I mean, and I reflect on it so many times, I wouldn't change one day of my life. I'd rather go through the 5 years I did. I walked out of there when I was 12 years old and never stopped walking. And look what I did.
But what did you get, like, because the vaccine came out in what, the early 50s?
Yeah.
So did you get that?
I was part of Jonas Salk's vaccine. I was the poster boy for the March of Dimes.
Wow.
And I didn't even know nothing about it till later on when I did the research on my book, which is interesting because Franklin Delano Roosevelt was backed by Frank Costello, who basically took me under his wing.
Now, can you tell people who Frank Costello is? Because when I asked Alessi about this earlier, he's like, "Oh, from The Departed, right?" I was like, "No."
That's why he said that to me in the
one.
car too, and I just let it go.
Can you tell people who he was?
Well, Frank Costello ran the Genovese family for a long time while Vito was away. And then he and Meyer Lansky created the Syndicate in the United States, where they actually organized the whole United States. So that's how I got to know every mob boss, from New Orleans to Kansas City to Chicago.
How did you meet Frank in the first place?
I was selling ballpoint pens. I got out of the hospital. I was still a gimp. And
You still couldn't really move the left side that well.
Oh, yeah, I was dragging my leg and just,
Whoa.
I got out. I was wanting, there was a nurse, a floor nurse, who was Dolores Barone, who was Carlo Gambino's niece, thank God.
That's another big name.
Yeah, another great name. But Carlo Gambino, I always thought he was my uncle. You know, I saw him because we always had to call him Uncle Carl.
Yeah.
In the neighborhood. And my grandfather and all them were from Sicily, and they all came from the same town. And so I really thought he was my uncle. So when he let her know that this kid from the neighborhoods up there is very close to our family, look after him. And thank God she did, because if it wasn't for her, I probably would have went crazy like so many other people did. And a lot of people just gave up. They stopped eating. They stopped doing everything. So I'm making friends. I wanted to have a friend. I'd make friends with kids in the ward. And then the next 2 or 3 days later, or a week later, their bed was scrubbed and they're going to heaven.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and if you died during the day, they would leave you there like you were sleeping until all the lights went out at night because they didn't want to traumatize the kids. And then I wanted to get up so many times, but I couldn't, to oil the gurney's wheel because you hear that wheel coming in. And I knew somebody must have died tonight. And,
Whoa.
You know, it taught me so much, and my resilience is insane.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking to a guy who's been shot, stabbed, run home, had my throat slit. I was shot 14 times so far.
So far. How many different times, though? Like 14 times individually?
Oh,
like
no,
14 bullets?
My biggest hit was not too long ago, 14 years ago. It took 8 38s.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.